Hello and welcome to another video from Inside Out. We're here in Rochdale driving test center, and today we're going to be looking at the Tesco Right test route. So in the last video we did Tesco Left. This is a complete mirror of that, and it'll be Tesco Right. So without any more hesitation, let's get rolling. So as we're leaving the car park, must keep an eye on cars coming from either sides, because there's no markings or signs to suggest who has priority here. And then we'll turn right at the end of this road. Please do subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who you think might benefit from it. We're going to be going straight ahead at the roundabout. And like we said, the review is restricted on the right, so do make sure you check properly. There's quite a few cars coming from the right now. Just going to edge forward a little bit and just check. There we go. And it's nice and clear now. So here we've got a few signs telling us there's roadworks ahead. And there's temporary traffic lights that are controlling the traffic from both sides. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to check the right mirror as we go around the obstruction, making sure there's no one overtaking. And you wouldn't need to signal to come back in the left lane, because that is the default lane that you should be coming back to anyway. And we're going to turn right at the traffic lights. So remember to apply your MS PSL routine. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be turning right at these traffic lights. Just as we pass these lights, it's good to be aware of any ambulance, police cars or fire trucks, any emergency vehicles that could be coming from the left or the right there. As you come round, we're going to keep to the left lane. There are two lanes here. You can tell by that centre brake in the tarmac there. And you've got the overtaking arrows there telling cars that are overtaking to move back to the left lane. So do check your mirrors there, look out for anyone who might be overtaking. We're going to go straight ahead now at these traffic lights. It is the right lane, and you can tell by the markings there that it's the right lane for straight ahead. If you do accidentally go into the left lane and you don't think it's safe to move back, then it is the safest thing to do at that point is to just signal left and go left. You will not fail your driving test for going in the wrong direction. The driving test is about your ability to drive safely, not about your ability to follow directions. If you have any comments or any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section or message us privately, and we'll definitely be able to help you. If you want to see other videos that you would like us to see us make, please also let us know, and we'll try and get them made as soon as possible. Now we're going to be going straight ahead here towards Manchester. So there's two lanes coming up ahead. We're going to keep to the left lane. The right lane now is the overtaking lane. Okay, so as we go straight on, there will be another two lanes in front of us. We're going to keep in the left lane to go straight ahead. The right lane will merge with the left lane. So just keep an eye on the right lane, looking out for people who might be trying to get past you at this point. So what should you do if someone's trying to overtake you? Well, if they're on the side of you and there's a risk that you both may continue and end up in a collision, then take the safer step. Just come off your acceleration at that point and let the car that's on the side of you just pass you. So just letting the police vehicle passes there. And now we've got a cyclist on the left, so we do need to try and keep the cyclists, give them a good amount of space. There we go, that's a nice gap that we're giving the cyclist. I'm just coming back in nice and gradually. Ahead we got a pedestrian crossing coming up. We're just going to scan both ways and make sure that there's no one waiting. If there is someone waiting, then you can expect the lights to change. If you see a car waiting to come out of a side junction and you've got a bit of a gap in front of you like we have now, then do expect that sometimes cars may decide to just pull out in front of you. So anticipation is absolutely important, even when you're just driving on a straight road. So here we can anticipate what we think might happen next. Okay, and then we're going to go straight ahead at the roundabout, taking the first exit. So for straight ahead, I will not be applying the signal on. That's how other cars will know we're going straight ahead. Quite busy roundabout this one, so other cars are not really using their signals, so we just got to rely on their position there. I'm just putting the left signal on now, so these cars that are coming down the opposite way can see that we're coming off, so they can continue if it's safe for them to continue. This road we're on is 30 miles per hour. Again here, I'm just checking the right mirror there, just as I go around this truck, making sure that there's no one overtaking there. So ahead we got a pretty sharp bend coming up. We just wouldn't need to use the brake pedal here, but just probably come off the accelerator. That should give us enough time to check and make sure that it's safe to go around the bend. So things to anticipate would be like cyclists, pedestrians, and vehicles that might be coming out of these car parks. It is an industrial area, so we're expecting large vehicles coming in and out. It's also 5 o'clock, which means a lot of people will be finishing work now, so we're expecting cars to be rushing out of these working areas, and that should be part of your anticipation. We're going to be turning right at the traffic light. If you look with me on the floor, you'll see there's a yellow box on the floor, which means that we'll just wait outside of the yellow box until we see the gap in front of us. If you don't know, don't go. So if you're not sure you're going to fit in the gap in front of us, many of you might look ahead and think you might fit in that gap, but how would we fit in the gap if we still need to keep a safe distance from the car in front? It just means that if you're not sure, don't go. Just hold back. Only go forward if you can clearly see a gap that you can go into. So now that the lights have changed, we'll just check our mirrors and continue. Now we can go forward because we know the traffic's going to start moving. And this van's pulled out in front of us now, so turning right. So you've got a lot of vehicles pulling out from the side roads. Like I said, it is 5 o'clock, so as we go into rush hour, the driving from certain people can be a little bit erratic as they're all rushing to get home. And this is why we're seeing a lot of cars just pulling out in front of us right now. Got some traffic lights coming up. Okay, so as we move forward here, do check your side mirrors. Watch out for cyclists or motorcyclists that could be passing around your car. There is a cycle lane on the left. Just remember, guys, cyclists don't have to use that lane by law. They can still ride on the road if they want to. So if you see a cyclist still on the road, even though there's an empty bike lane, don't be surprised. They're legally allowed to do that. Whether it makes sense why they're doing it or not, that's a different story. But okay, so we've got traffic lights here. We're just going to go straight on here. The speed limit on this road is still 30 miles per hour. Now ahead we're going to be turning right. The junction is quite hidden away and it's very hard to spot. So it's just on the right here. You'll have a look at it. You'll see an opening. So start your MSPSL routine and make sure you turn on your half of the road here. Just because there's no markings doesn't mean you can just turn on any side of the road. So we have a car here doing parallel parking. And again, we're going to stick to the rule. If you don't know, don't go. So if you're not sure if you're going to fit through that gap, then best just to be patient. Don't try and squeeze through if you're not sure. Got a sharp bend coming up with a vehicle parked on the opposite side, so we're just going to be careful here in case there's an oncoming vehicle passing around that parked car, and then we're going to turn left at the end of this road. So this is a hotspot for many people failing their test right here for crossing over the line or pulling out in front of a car. Visibility is quite bad on that junction, so be careful, take your time, edge forward, make sure you're 100% sure before you continue. The speed limit's now changed to 20 miles per hour, and you've got signs here telling you who has priority. If you don't look at the sign, at least you should be able to see the markings, and you can see which side has got the giveaway lines as well. If you don't look at the signs or the markings, then just look at which side the obstruction's on. So in this case, the obstruction's on the right lane, so we know we've got priority. And then it changes. You have enough time there just to get around without causing the oncoming car to slow down or stop. And then we've got a bend sign here. And the speed limit does change. So we're going to go just follow this bend round to the left. Watch now for pedestrians or vehicles pulling out in front of us. And this is where most commonly people fail. Now Tesco's on our right hand side. We're going to turn right at the traffic light. So we're just going to go into in the lane behind the red car here. And if you look at the markings with me, you can see why. This lane also goes right. So as we go around, our lane will be the one right next to the bus lane on the far left. And we've seen many people who do their driving test use the right lane and then either try and cut into the left lane as they're going round, or they end up into the far right lane, which is only for turning right at traffic lights. Or sometimes we see them in the overtaking lane continue going straight on but not doing the speed limit. Now the speed limit on this road is 40 miles per hour. So if you're doing 30 on a 40 mile per hour road and the road is safe and clear for you to do closer to the speed limit, you could end up failing your test because you're actually causing a hazard for the cars behind, because you're driving so slow and everyone behind you is having to change lanes and overtake you now. So when it is safe to do the speed limit, we'll do something closer to it. But you should always drive to the conditions. For example, right now, the conditions are not safe as to do 40 because of the amount of traffic there is. And then just as you pass these lights here, the examiner could ask you to turn right. So are the next traffic lights, turn right please, and this they're telling you early so that you can change lanes. So we're just going to pop our signal on, make sure it's safe to move over, and move over nice and safely. And then we'll get ready to turn right at these traffic lights. So this is the most common way of this test route being done. If you're not turning right at these lights, then you will most likely turn right at the following lights.
Beautiful mom. You're a man, you're not beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so on this road we're on right now, it's 20 miles per hour. The signs were at the beginning of the road, but you can also tell, well, you'll get a hint by the speed bumps and that are on the road. And now as we're driving into this area, there's a lot of shops on the left and the right. There's cars parked, there's a lot of pedestrians on the pavements. So please anticipate what you think could happen. Doors can open, people can cross the road. Cars that are driving in front of you could decide to stop and do a parallel parking or pull up in front of you. So do expect these things so you can drive at a slightly reduced speed. You don't have to be doing 20 in this area because you're anticipating what you think might happen next. And here we go. We've got a lady who's just about to open the door right in front of us. As we go around, we'll see it. There it is. Fully expected. Didn't catch us by surprise. And then we're going straight ahead at this roundabout. Sometimes people really signal late there. It's hard to... It's a very well-known roundabout for people turning right without signals there. So just being extra careful and making sure no one's changing their minds. So we're just going left here and then your immediate right. This is where many people fail their driving test, right here, for not giving way to oncoming vehicles or sometimes getting way too close to the car on the left. So sometimes people do fail here for getting way too close, almost clipping the mirrors against the parked cars. So let's just be patient, wait for a safe gap, and then you'll have the whole road to yourself. Like we said at the beginning of this test route, if you don't know, don't go. If you're 50-50 or not sure, sometimes it might be worth just holding back for a second whilst that gives you time to analyze whether it is 100% safe to go or not. Just like we did here. So we check it, we analyze, and then we go through. So that was just giving you guys an example of what I meant by that. So I just paused there, had a look, and then went through. So there's no rushing going on. So here, this car should let me finish because there's cars on both sides. And I was already coming through first, so this should let me finish there. And speed limit's now 30 miles per hour. I don't think we're going to be getting up to 30. This driver's struggling to get himself around, but he's managed. That's good. Okay, so here we go. As we go around, we do have priority to go around. Cars on the opposite side will be giving us way. So we're going to be turning right now, and then your immediate right again. So be careful here. We will have people crossing the road, cars pulling out in front of us. So take your time. And then watching out for pedestrians as well. There we go. Okay, she's noticed us. Turn right here again. I'm just checking the right mirror just as we turn in, just to make sure that the car behind is not cutting us out from the outside. And then at the end of this road, we're going to be turning left. Now, as you go around this bend, very important to keep well to the left inside your lane. We see many people cutting this lane as you go around. And then we're just going to turn left at the end of here. And we will notice a sign. So guys, have a look with me and tell me if you notice what sign's coming up ahead. What is the speed limit now? Well done. It is 20 miles per hour. And this is a famous Crawford Street where most commonly people fail their driving test for not giving way to the cars that have priority down here. The obstructions on our side, so the oncoming cars do have priority here. Only go around if you can go around safely without causing the oncoming car to slow down, stop, or swerve. If you cause them to do any of those things, you most likely will end up failing your driving test. So same again here, just going to be giving way to the oncoming cars, checking my right mirror just as I start to make sure it's safe. Okay, the car behind us is causing an obstruction now, so we're going to have to try to go through between these cars just so that we can make it so the oncoming cars can actually move forward. And then we'll just wait here, checking the right mirror again and just seeing if cars are starting to move or not. And it looks like they're still struggling, so yeah, and then we'll just go around now, because if we don't, I don't think anyone's going to be moving forward. So, and he's noticed it as well, so he's allowed us to go around. So whenever you do give way to oncoming cars, a very important lesson, do check your mirrors. Check that mirror and see if the cars are actually going through. It could be that the cars behind you may have a large queue around behind you that could end up blocking the road, and until we don't then start edging forward, no one's going to be going anywhere. So do always check. Now we're going to turn left at the roundabout, taking the first exit. Do look out for the zebra crossing. Watch out for people approaching from either side. And then the roundabout is the last thing you'll do here. So let's make sure we finish in style. And then we're going to be turning left into the test centre car park. Now, if you've already done a manoeuvre, then great. You'll just be asked to pull up somewhere, or you may be asked to drive forward into a bay. If you haven't done a manoeuvre, you will do a reverse bay park inside this test centre car park. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please do subscribe, like and comment, and please let us know if there's anything that you would like to see. Your support means we can continue making videos like this. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.